In this video, I'm going to go ahead and share with you a handful of secrets that the amazing Apple TV can do on tvOS 18 that most users never discovered. So let's start off with a cool animated quirk. And that is whenever you go over one of these icons, by lightly tapping the centerpiece, these icons actually have unique animations, as you see right here. The gear icons moving around. My most favorite one is probably the arcade, as you can actually move the joystick. It's kind of funny. And then, no, not every app has this effect because it's just a normal badge with the default third parties. It's mainly the native ones from Apple. Another unique one probably is the photo one. As you can see, it looks like a little overlap gloss because it's glass effect. So that's pretty cool. Another one of my favorite features is the one that I'm used the most, especially with my significant other, is the fact that if you're watching like a YouTube video as an example on your phone, but you both want to watch the same content on the big screen, you could do that. And to show you exactly what I mean, I'm going to go ahead and resume something I was watching, like Spider-Man as an example. Allow it to load. And now we got Spider-Man playing, right? So now I'm going to take out my iPhone and we're going to go ahead and select a random YouTube video that I see right here. Soup. Let's just watch Soup real quick. Let me lower the volume. All right. And then by tapping the cast icon on top right here, we're going to go ahead and select AirPlay. And then make sure we select the correct one. So this is the living room TV. Hit replace. It's going to swap it right there on your Apple TV, but then just let it load. And then what you need to do is select the picture-in-picture box. And now just hit play on the movie that you're watching. And there you are watching two things at once. And if you go back on your iPhone, you do have media control because you can pause and play the video right then and there and resume that YouTube video. And if you're not familiar with picture-in-picture, by tapping the TV icon, this will quickly take you to the picture-in-picture settings. So you can close it entirely, or you can move it on each corner like this if it's in the way. And again, this works on iPhones and iPads. And then you just close it all entirely. These picture-in-picture modes are also compatible on some third-party apps. You just need to make sure you see the little square icon to know if it's compatible. I know this works on some sports events too. But if you could go to the very right corner, bottom right, like right here, you could also make the current video you're watching in picture-in-picture mode ideal if you're watching like football as well. So you can play some movies for the kids while you're watching like playoffs or other sports events on the same screen. A great way to multitask. Now let's go back to that Spider-Man movie because I missed something. So let's go ahead and close that. And I missed what they said. So you could say he or she, so I could say something like, what did he say? And Siri is going to go back to 15 seconds of that clip and will enable subtitles, captions basically. And once it's past that certain point where you ask it to go back, it'll re-enable it. Captions are not working because I just realized we are watching the trailer. But a real world example would be this. What did he say? And there you go, captions are on, and past the 15-second mark, captions will be automatically disabled again, if that's how you left it. But let's say you want your captions to be turned on. Well, you know that some subscription services like Netflix and Apple TV, their layout's slightly different. Well, you guys verbally just ask Siri to turn on the captions and it'll be able to do it right then and there. You can also use Siri to do other things too, like locate your misplaced Apple devices in case you can't find your phone somewhere around the household, or other Apple devices as well. And so play the Find My app and toggle it so you can locate it faster. And if you like to skip forward or go back, you can always just request Siri, go back 30 minutes. And bam, so quickly skip through films or TV shows just like that. So with these newer Apple TV remotes, you know, the one with the built-in USB-C, they do feature built-in Find My abilities. And even though this is available on the latest Apple TV, you could always buy this separately if you have an older TV model, as this remote is pretty much compatible on even previous generations Apple TV devices. So if you like to upgrade your remote from this trackpad to the new one, you can. And if you do have the remotes, this is how the Find My ability works on your iPhone. So by launching your control center, if you have the remote icon here on your control center, you can also add it if you don't see it and just type in remote. You'll be able to find it right there and you can add it. But after you add it, if we exit out of here, select the remote. Here you can switch between the many different compatible devices, but on the living room TV as well as the studio TV, you see how we have the Find with the remote icon on the side? By selecting here, very similar to like your AirTags, it'll let you know if you're getting closer or further away from your remote, and the circle will become more aggressive the closer you get, allowing you to locate your remote quicker. And then once you locate it, of course, you can use your Apple TV remote to control your TV from here, and the Apple Watch also has the remote app as well. Then from here, just select your TV, and you'll have Apple TV controllability off your wrist. But the only drawback to locate your Apple TV remote from this is there's no built-in speaker inside this remote. So even if it's misplaced like between the cushion or underneath your couch, it may say that it's around this area, you still may have a hard time finding it because it's not making a sound. That's where these third-party accessories will come in place. They basically allow you to attach an AirTag into it, allowing you to utilize the AirTag speaker so you can actually hear where it's located exactly. So if you have kids that always misplace stuff, the AirTag may be a better option instead of buying that remote entirely. So VPNs have been available on the Apple TV for quite a while now, ever since Apple TV OS 17. Now, if you go on to the Apple App Store, you'll be able to find a lot of your favorite VPN providers like Surfshark as well as NordVPN. So if you are an existing subscriber to one of these providers, you are now able to log in and change your Apple TV region to other places around the world to unlock some new exclusive episodes as well as movies that's being streamed. For example, on Netflix, if you go in South Korea, you can stream John Wick, which isn't available here in the States for some reason. Doing this allowed me to not have to rent that movie individually. I was able to stream with my existing Netflix account. Now, if you've been enjoying this video so far, if you could take 2 seconds to hit that like button, I truly appreciate those because those strongly support the channel and also allow others to also find this video easier so they could also benefit off this informative information you are also receiving, and also strongly supports the channel because I don't know if you noticed, I don't do integrated ads in my videos because you guys are constantly supporting the channel. So thank you to those that hit that like button and allow this channel to be brand free from integrated ads. Now let's carry on. So when it comes to controlling the volume on your controller from the TV, it's simple, up and down. You can also do the exact same thing and control the volume by launching the remote app and then just use the volume knobs, and you'll be able to adjust the audio to your television from your iPhone as well. And if it's disabled on your television, to enable the volume control ability, just launch your Apple TV settings and select remote. And then go down into the volume control, and depending on the TV setup you're using, you can always just select TV IR or just leave it on automatic, which I have best results by doing that. But if it's not working for you, just select one of these other options. It could be different if you're using like a third-party soundbar as an example. And just by simply doing that, now you have volume control enabled, so you can adjust it on your phone as well as the TV remote. But a common bug that some people would experience is the remote freezing. It's not responding, it's not doing anything when you press. This is where the soft reset to the remote comes in play. It's super easy to do so. Just long hold on the TV icon right here and volume down for 5 seconds. And this should resolve any bugs, volume bugs you may be experiencing. And then one of the most awesome things about the Apple TV is just how compact and small it is. It's super small and portable to the point where it just needs 2 things, power and HDMI. So if you have like unlimited data plan on your smartphone, just enable the hotspot on your mobile device and take the Apple TV to your hotel and stuff and stream all your favorite content without having to re-sign into like a third party or like their provided smart TV. It's much safer and also acts as an extended monitor if you bring your laptop too. So FaceTime continuity is how you're able to use your iPhone to FaceTime. You are now able to FaceTime from your Apple TV. And the beauty about this, wirelessly you can connect either your own devices. If you select your own profile, a little window will pop up on your devices letting you know if you like to use this device as your camera. But if you have somebody else in your household with you, they can always just scan this QR code. So long as it's an Apple product, they'll be able to connect to your Apple TV. But once you select your camera of choice, there's a few unique gesture controls that everybody should know to have a really fun experience. As an example, creating a heart with your hand will create these cool heart animations. A thumbs up will do a thumbs up emoji. 2 thumbs up will do this. A single thumbs up will do this thumbs down emoji. And then 2 thumbs down will do basically boohoo sad cloud, rainy day type of thing. A peace sign or victory will do balloons. And then 2 peace signs / victory will do this, confetti. And then if you do heavy metal rock on to the front facing camera, you'll get an epic laser show. So those are some cool fun ones to have a really fun conversation with friends and family. So if you're watching TV late at night, it's you and your spouse, the best thing to do sometimes is to dim down the display on your television. There's a cool little shortcut on the Apple TV that you can dim it down even more. Where I'm able to, let me show you right now, triple tap the back button 3 times. This will allow me to quickly enable light sensitivity, which will dim down the brightness of my TV. And if you like to make it even dimmer, you can also adjust the dim brightness on the main TV. This way, you're basically lowering the lumens as much as possible. Lumens, I mean, the brightness settings. So if you like to set this up on your Apple TV, it's really easy. Quickly go into your Apple TV settings. Long hold again will take you back to your main menu, of course. But by going in here and going into accessibility, and you scroll all the way down to display, and then scroll down to where you find light sensitivity. Here's where you can not only go ahead and enable this, but this is where you go in to adjust setting the percentage to your own personal preference. The lowest is 25, unfortunately. But by simply doing that, if you go back into the accessibility tab and scroll down to find accessibility shortcut, here's where you get enabled captions to also go on automatically, or light sensitivity. By selecting one, it'll do it automatically by default, but by selecting 2, you'll get this screen popping up, so you could quickly have access to what you like to enable immediately and what you don't. So now whenever I'm watching, typically when I'm watching a movie, since I enabled captions to be a part of that list, so if I resume this and triple tap and enter closed captions, captions will go on. You can also find these 2 settings real quick. By long holding on the TV icon on your Apple TV, it'll take you to your control center, and you can scroll down to find the little circle icon with the person in the middle. You can also find your settings right here to turn on or turn off. And if you go into settings, you can enable more stuff if you like to add like switch control as an example, which you don't need to do that because double tapping the home TV icon on your controller will allow you to do that. You can also close apps by swiping up, of course. So you have little ones in your household and they're all sharing the same TV and you're not taking advantage of parental control, you're definitely missing out on some amazing features. If you don't know, by going into your Apple TV settings right here, and you go into general, and then you scroll into restrictions, here's where you go ahead and turn it on. It is going to request for you to create a generic password. Well, don't make it generic. I'm making it generic for the purpose of this video. It even tells me how easy it is for someone to guess this. But if you have multiple profiles on your Apple TV, you'll find them right here. And you can enable the ones you want to have full access to or block entirely. So since I only have my account on my Apple TV because my household decided just to rely on my account and that's it, which I'm okay with. But by hitting allow, this will allow me, the person that signed into the Apple TV, to utilize Face ID or Touch ID. By going down, if you notice rental purchases, you can restrict, or you could block in-app purchases as well. And then in terms of rating for music, TV shows, or apps even, you could add restrictions right here. So movies, you got your PG-13 rating, or you could just not allow movies in general. So by going back and after you edit all those, and we go back to some of these apps that I know I blocked, like YouTube, for me to bypass the PIN code, a little pop-up window will then pop up on my iPhone right here, allowing me to use Face ID to unlock it and approve. Again, this is all due to the fact that we actually allowed it on the general setting. So if you like to have full lockability control on what the little ones are watching, I definitely do recommend perusing in the settings and seeing what else you could find here. But basically that's how I have it set up for me. So music sharing is now available on the Apple TV, where if we launch the music app as an example, and we go down to Apple Music, so long as the owner of the Apple TV is subscribed to Apple Music or have some type of membership with Apple, you're able to launch music. I'm just going to select this made for you. And then not only can you do karaoke right here, you can also connect with Apple continuity, like FaceTime calling. You can utilize an iPad or an iPhone to like do karaoke. But on the very bottom, where you see this person with a wave icon in the background, you can select this. It will generate a QR code, and anybody in the household can scan this QR code and add songs or become the DJ to the house party, all right there on your screen. And no, they do not, again, they don't need to have a Apple Music subscription to utilize this feature. This is extremely fun, especially for like house parties. And then lastly, don't forget, we now have a cool Snoopy screensaver. And if you don't know how to activate it, just double tap the back arrow it'll automatically activate the screensaver. So now you actually have Snoopy, and if you swipe up, you can switch between the other wallpapers like so. But Snoopy is new, and then it does its cool, cute little animation. Other than that, there you guys have it. Now you know all the cool things, the secret, less known stuff that the Apple TV can do. Now, if you'd like to find out how I'm able to play retro games, yeah, you heard me, retro games on your Apple TV, I go in greater detail in this video over there where I show you how I was able to install some of my favorite N64 games as well as other Nintendo classics. Definitely do check out that video over there, but thank you so much for watching.